This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was my rendition of the fantastic solo from the song Walk in My Shadow, which comes from the 1969 debut album by Free called Tons of Sobs. And obviously the solo was played by none other than legendary guitar player Paul Kossoff. And here is a little bit of an explanation about what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Right, let's take a look at what we got going on here then. Much of the solo is played over this riff here, which, as it's written there, is outlining a G7 chord. Goes like this. Like that, basically, and then you string a few of those together. Etc. Now, that riff is basically moved around a standard 12-bar blues chord sequence to get this kind of result. That kind of thing. So we've basically got a 12-bar blues in G, and not surprisingly, the solo relies pretty much exclusively on G minor pentatonic, and pretty much exclusively on one pattern of G minor pentatonic. We've got pattern 1, that is the main thing that's going on here, and that looks like this. And then a lot of the solo, including where it starts, takes place an octave above that, still pattern 1 up at the 15th fret. So there's not really a lot going on in terms of scales. We're not using any clever modal sort of stuff or anything like that. But what makes this solo really work is the phrasing. And there's one aspect of the phrasing that I really want to concentrate on today. And that is the idea of what I call straddling the bar line. You will find most licks in the solo start at the end of a bar and conclude at the beginning of the next bar. Let's take a look actually at the first lick in the solo. Here it is here. I shall play it. There we go. So basically you can see where the bar line there is right in the middle of the lick. We have this part of the lick before the bar line. That's actually happening on beat 4 of the bar. And then that's happening on beat 1 of the next bar. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4... like that. And this idea of beginning a lick at the end of a bar and concluding it at the beginning of the next bar is really, really commonplace. And Paul Kossoff here is doing it to great effect. I don't think for a moment he was thinking in terms of I'll begin the lick at the end of the bar and then conclude it in the beginning of the next bar. He was just playing what sounded right. It's essentially the way I learned to do it. Just fool around until you intuitively begin to, or I intuitively began to kind of realize that, oh, if I start the lick kind of now, then it's going to sound better than if I do it now. It wasn't until I started teaching and started having to put this kind of stuff under the microscope and figure out what I was doing in order to convey it to students that I realised, okay, start at the end of the bar, begin at and end at the beginning of the next bar. Here's another example of a lick that does the same thing. It goes, you can see that part of the lick, that 18 to 15 pull off, and then 17, that's on, at the end of a bar. Then you've got the bar line, and then that's at the beginning of the next bar, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It just works for some reason. Another example. Here we've got that. Okay, so again the is at the end of the bar. Then, as you can see, after that first 17th fret note on the 4th string, we've got the bar line, and then on the other side of the bar line we've got that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like that. It just works every time. Another example. You can see this one has a bit more stuff going on the left hand side of the bar line. It's basically that, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, that. So again, all of the stuff on the left hand side of the bar line is a precursor. It's kind of a lead in, it's a pickup phrase as we call it, that culminates on the note which is on the right hand side of the bar line. And one final example, we've got this one here. Let me play this. And again, that's it. So once again, all of the stuff on the left hand side of the bar line, that is just a way of getting us to this note on the right hand side of the bar line. So the two things you can get from this are, first of all, that every lick needs a beginning and an end. Okay, so don't just noodle and ramble and go on aimlessly without, leaving some kind of pauses. That just doesn't work. It just sounds like noodling and rambling. So make sure each lick has a beginning and an end. And secondly, the beginning should be on the left hand side of the bar line, somewhere round about beat 3 or 4 of the bar. So get used to counting your way through the bar. 1, 2, 3, like that. Start kind of round about there, and then the big sustained bendy note usually is on the beginning of the next bar. So that might be a good excuse to get the metronome out and practice some timing related things. The other thing I would say about this is about this whole solo, let's get rid of that, is the vibrato. Paul Kossoff's vibrato was legendary, and I did my best to recreate it in my rendition of the solo, and probably failed miserably. But the watchword here, or watchwords, are play fast and play wide when it comes to vibrato. Normally, if I was just going to bend this note and add vibrato to it, I would probably go like that. A more Kossoff kind of way of doing it would probably be like that. A faster, wider vibrato, and again, if you are not used to putting vibrato on bends, then one thing that you could do there is just get you, because basically vibrato on a bend is what you're doing is you're varying the pitch of the bend. Okay, and I tend to find most people who struggle with adding vibrato to bends tend to be the people that struggle with getting bends to accurate pitch. So it's about having the confidence that you can hit the note with the bend and then just kind of, you know, wobble around that pitch, so it kind of, you're going a little bit sharp, a little bit flat, a little bit sharp, a little bit flat, but it's kind of averaging out as the actual pitch of the bend. That's the note we want, and then you kind of wobble around that slightly. And if you're going to do it in a Kossoff way, fast and wide. Like that. So that's what's going on in this fantastic solo by Kossoff. Take what you've learned here, especially about the phrasing kind of stuff that we've discussed, and go away and have loads of fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo and that explanation clip that you've just seen there, and a backing track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. It's only $3 or £2.50 a month, and you get access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos that I do. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me in that way or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful, informative, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream Friday 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk music and talk guitars. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.